Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Geiselsberg with Seasons. I've been busy. Oh my goodness, have I been busy. I've been working for you. It's the first day of autumn, and we've got, how do we want to do this? I guess let's get some vehicles out of the way first. So these are the two from the Platinum expansion, the Class DLC. These are the two vehicles that we bought, right? And then the attachments for them are both in base game, if you're curious. So let's get these out of the way because our pits are full. And you're going to see a bunch of new equipment here. Obviously, you can see our belts right there. And then on the other side, this is a fun one. I saw on one of my favorite, not too awful, shady mod download sites. Not too dodgy. A little bit, but not terrible. I mean, if it's not the Giants Mod Hub, it's going to be a little dodgy. I think we can agree about that. But this one's pretty good as far as mod sites go. And they had my entry in the world's ugliest tractor contest. We've already got the Deutz Clearview. That's a finalist. And here is the Fendt 380 GTA, and we've got it rigged as a sprayer. So it's got the front tank on it. And I put the front tank on, which is 500 liters. That's some weight. But then I put this thing on the back, and it's like, oh, God, look at that. So then I did throw a little front weight on it. But yeah, there's a logic to it. There's a reason I got that. We're thinking about getting our farms going down south, and we are going to need to spray for weeds down there. And none of the tractors that we have right now, which is the Deutz Clearview, the Deutz Clearview will take row crop tires, and the MB track will not, I want to say. But either way, I needed something that we could sort of leave down there, or that would be like a dedicated sprayer. So essentially, I just sprayed these grass fields with fertilizer, chemical fertilizer. But essentially, that thing is going to get row crop tires, and they're going to stay on it, and that's going to be our weeder sprayer, our herbicide sprayer. And that's really all it's going to do, because we're going to have so much, not slurry, digestate. We're going to have so much digestate. I don't think we're ever going to need to use chemical fertilizer, either liquid or pellet, but we are always going to have to spray for weeds. There's two ways you can do that. You can spray, or you can use a weeder. But as big as our fields are, the idea of using a weeder on them, I don't know. I mean, we could. This thing is like 100 horsepower or something, so we could tow a weeder with it. But I think it's just going to be more efficient to spray liquid herbicide, and that will be the role of this tractor. North and south, at the grass farm and at the arable farm down south, the dairy farm, dairy/arable. So that's why I got that. Plus, I just like it. Let's have some fun. I know we're trying to play realistically, but let's have some fun. Right. So what do we got? We got 3 pits over here. They are almost 400,000 liters per. So let's call it 1.2 million, 1.1 million liters over here. And then on the other side, we got about 300,000 over there. Now, these said they took 300,000 apiece, and that's why I doubled up. But we really could have gone with 2 on each side rather than 3, and then gone with a full 400,000 in each one, because these are 370, 360, would we say? And we still got room in here. Now, something else you can notice. I'm spoiled, because I am used to mod clamps, mod pits, however you want to describe them, that have sort of the invisible box on top. And essentially what you do is you just stuff silage in it from the front. You just keep ramping it up here, and the top will automatically level, right? It won't go above a certain height. And you can see right here, it will, yeah. So I tried that a few times, and I ended up with a massive pile back here. This one was a little ragged. I don't know how well it's showing up because it's sort of white on gray. This one was a little better. I got it all the way to the back wall. But you compare this one to this one. So yeah, this is a skill that I really have not had to practice, manually filling and leveling a pit, because I'm so used to those pits that have that invisible collision on top of them. So anyway, we got it all in there. And these are fermented, and we've got to make some money. I sold some more bales that we had. I sold some more bales that we had, and we've been able to keep the lights on, but our loan is at 650,000 euro. I may sell the wheel loader, because we could sell it right now for 200,000 euro. And that's a third of our loan. I mean, 200,000 euro is more or less the price of one of the cow farms down south. Like, that's how expensive that wheel loader was. No, this is a little tricky as well. The belts, if you're not familiar with them, the belts are a vehicle and they have an engine. So you got to make double sure your tractor is selected when you've got anything from the belt system hooked up, because if it's not selected and you start the engine, you will start the engine in the belt rather than the engine in the tractor. So let's get this unhooked like so. We'll get this out of the way. So yeah, for 200,000 euro, selling that wheel loader, that is, like I said, more or less the price of, most of the price of one of those southern farms. And I think, yes, we are going to use it a lot up here at the silage operation, but we could rent one. Oh, it's expensive to rent, but we could rent one and have it be, you know what I mean? So something to think about. I can also tell you that all that Kloss equipment that we rented last episode, I didn't realize this, but as I was continuing to mow, I mean, I was taking it back to the store as I got done with each piece, but as we were continuing to mow, it ended up costing us like another 80,000 euro, because it took several hours to finish all this. So it was, I mean, obviously cheaper than buying it, but it was very, very expensive to rent all that equipment. So, right, belts. Okay, so we want to start this thing. You don't get a sound for it, but the engine is started now. And then we want to back it up. And we want to lift it up. Now, I will tell you something about me, both in farm sim and in real life. I don't like the idea of equipment ever being at its limit. So even though this thing might be able to go out a little further, I don't necessarily like equipment when it's all the way extended. Does that make sense? It's just kind of a funny thing about me. So we take this down here, and yeah, how far is all the way out? That's all the way out right there. So let's bring that back in a little bit. Yeah, it's just it's one of those little quirks. You know, everybody got quirks. So we are going to now unfold the belt. Yeah, I don't know if you need to do this. You see that changes the wheels. If you look on the left side of the screen when you fold it, does that. Now I'm told that this thing will, you can cycle it so it swings the end of the belt left to right. And I think that may be what folding the wheels is for, to accommodate that. But I always just thought it was like stabilizing it, you know, so it can't move front to back. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. And then stop the engine. Right. So now I got two extensions. I don't think we need them both. But we're going to hop in this middle belt right here. And no, the middle belt. There we go. And again, this is perhaps a little bit hokey, but it's how we do it here on the farm. And I guess it is a good fix. You know, how else would you make this happen? We're essentially pushing it around by hand. And I suspect that the fact that it has an engine and you start it up, etc., I suspect that is more or less just almost like a legacy item. Like how can we control this thing by hand? Well, by necessity, it has to have an engine if it's going to move. Does that make sense? I think it does. I think we're caught. No, we're not. We're almost caught. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Centered more or less. Turn that engine off. Now, here's the really weird part about the belt system. And it's not a deal breaker, but it definitely complicates things. Now, which end? This end. This end? This end. Yes. I gotta remember how this works. Because this end has that little sort of cupped receiver on it. So this is the end that the small belt, the loading belt that is in the pit, this is the end that loading belt will dump into. And then the other end is the end that we lift up and hook up to the final delivery belt that empties into the hopper. Yeah, and I think when we extend this out, I think it will be long enough. But I did bring 2 just in case. Oy, that's going to be close. Let's go ahead and extend, sir. Let's extend. No, let's extend. How about this one? No. How about this one? No, that's left and right. That's up and down. There we go. There we go. So then we'll take this over here and extend this all the way out. I don't know if it's going to reach. It looks like it's going to be close. We want this over here. Yeah, but we still need to... This is some compelling video, people. Trust me. It's not going to reach. So we need to... let's extend this out all the way, and see what we got. Nope. No, it's not going to do it. So now what? I guess we got to go 2. So in that case, then we want to bring this back in because it looks like, okay. Yeah, it looks like 1 is not long enough. It looks like 2 might be too long. Oh my goodness. The excitement. So we want this now over. Which way? This way. We want that over that way. Let's take this back here. And let's get this hooked up on this one, and then we'll take the other one and put it in between. All right, this goes over here. Is that correct? Yeah. Is it not? Looks like it wants to go, yeah, it wants to go up a little bit. But then we need to go in here to hook it up. Is that right? We need to get into this one. Yeah. Okay, so those 2 are connected. Piece of cake. So now we open this one and we fire it up. And this one is going to go in between there. Don't have to zoom out quite that far. So this one, go over here now. And I think I told you this. Now here's our next problem. We've got 1 point, what did we say, 1.4 million, 1.5 million liters of silage. I think our facility can only process about 150,000 to 200,000 liters per day, which means this is going to have to function like more or less 24/7 for like 7 days. I'm concerned. I'll be real with you. I'm concerned that we're going to be able to get all this silage sold in time. Get in. I want to get into it. Let me be in it. I wonder if... Interesting. Okay. So once it becomes itself, then it is... yeah. Okay. Good to know. So now I can't extend it. Oh my goodness, game. So we want to disconnect that one. And then hop back in here. Now we can get in it. Okay. So now is this one? Yeah, it's this one. And we want to extend. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. And then we want to go to the side. To that side. There we go. To that side. Is that right? Line it up there. Is that right? And then we want to go that way. And I feel like we're drifting. I feel like we're drifting a little bit. A little bit. Okay. But I think we should still make it. Oh, so God. Oh, game. I love you. Let's do this. Let's go this way just a little bit. And let's see. No. Nope. All right. So let me take this back up here. And I'm going to say this goes this way. So enough room to know that we've got plenty of room. Then we go back in here. God, it's ridiculous. Disconnect that. Hop out of that. Hop into this one. Oh, yeah. Start the engine. It's already running. So we go this way. And then this thing is going to go this way. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. And then over here. Hop over that. Thank you, sir. And then right out here. Like so. The other end is not close enough though, so now we got to go back this way. Yep. So that is lined up. That end is lined up. The other end, we need to get that lined up. All right, like so. Hop out there, come in this one. This works. I'm telling you what, if it works. Right out there. Right, so we can hook that up. And then of course everything jumps. Oh, game. It's okay, it's all right. Feeling the love. So we bring that in. Bring it in that way. Hook that up and everything jumps. I think that's off the ground now. It is. Okay, not a problem. And then we come over here. And then we hook this up. That one doesn't jump. I think it's heavy enough. Okay. Do we need to start the engine? I don't know if we do or not. But I think this is the one that puts everything in motion. It's this one right here, which we cannot get into. Why are those not connected? We did hook those up, did we not? And these are not connected. I wonder if those all disconnected when we got in here. So now, that it says everything is hooked up. Turn on belt. Turn off belt. I don't see anything moving. It says everything is working, although nothing is connected. You know what? Hang on. Can you tell I don't do this very often? I really don't. So we'll turn the engine off. Let's go to that last one. And let's fold this. Do we need to fold it? Yeah, maybe we do. Fold belt. There we go. Come on, 7. So now we come back over here. Hook back up the lizard. It says the engine is already started. All right. Turn on belt. Oh my goodness. Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. There we go. We got silage. It's moving. It is moving right there. And now it's going right there. And now we're going to walk up here and see if we got this right. I think this was the easiest part. And so it was. Right. So how quickly is this thing filling? It'll hold 150,000 liters before it maxes out. And why is this? This is killing our frame rate. Are you seeing this? We're from like 60 FPS down to 30. My goodness. So what has to happen now are two things. The belt system, I feel now in 19, it's a lot better, and it will draw from really far into the pit. Used to have to be, you had to get your pile like way down here. It'll draw from, I mean, the face can be like way in here and it'll still keep drawing. But at some point, I will need to bring some type of a vehicle up here and start pushing this silage down toward there. The other thing I can do is slide this pickup belt further and further into the pit. But the other problem we have is, God, I'm sorry about that frame rate. I'm not sure why it's dropping off right now. I don't know why putting silage in a hopper would kill our frame rate, but it clearly is. So when this thing hits 150,000, what I'll then do is take time up to 5x or 15x and just gradually burn through the entire content of this pit. And then we'll move the belts over and do the same thing on the next one and the next one. So it's going to be a pretty laborious process. And fortunately, we don't have anything else going on right now. I mean, these grass fields are fertilized. Our sheep only take a little while, per day to take care of. So I think this is just going to be what I do for the next 7 days to get all these pits emptied. And I am curious how much money we make from this, because with that big loan that we're on, I mean, if we make $500,000, that's a lot of money. But it barely pays off our loan. I mean, it doesn't pay the loan off in full. It pays off 65% of it, 70% of it, but that's it. So I think, because at that point, God, what do? We do this again. We do all of this again to have enough money to buy those farms down south, or to buy one Class 800 or Class 900. You see what I mean? I mean, with the money on difficulty, the economy on difficulty, and seasons, it's rough. It really is. Now, we got one triple fertilized grass cut this season because our grass didn't grow till summer. I thought it was bugged out. I was getting ready to give up on the map, or at least give up on seasons. It grew in the middle of the summer, and somebody on Discord told me, no, seasons is really mindful of drought now. So it could be that you just weren't getting enough water in the spring. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't irrigate crops. But you just weren't getting enough water on your crops, and so they didn't grow. In this case, our only crop being grass. But you know what I mean. Nothing wrong. It just is just a year with a small yield. So rather than getting second cut or 1.5 cut or whatever, we just got the 1.4 million, 1.5 million. So yeah, it's really going to be tough to make money. And I don't know, really, this could be the only way, is to do silage again next year. And we won't have the cost of the wheel loader and the telehandler again. And then the GTA and the sprayer was $100,000 as well. So we won't have some of those expenses, and we can use the profit from next year to buy those arable farms. I think that could be it. I think that could be really the only way to do it. Either that or logging, or just carry the loan. I mean, that's another possibility, is we take the $500,000 from silage, buy those arable farms, and just let the loan carry over. So that's where we're at. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the belt system, this is it. It is much, much improved from 15 and 17. It's a little tedious. You saw how tricky it was to get set up. It's a little tedious, but it's so much better than it used to be. So anyway, I'm going to do this, I guess, for the next 7 game days. Good grief. The next 7 game days, I'm going to do this. And when we come back, hopefully all these pits will be empty, and we'll be sitting on about $500,000, and we can decide whether we want to pay off the loan or buy those southern farms. I'm thinking we're going to be leaning toward buying those southern farms. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. It's a farming simulator, not a saving money simulator. So there you go, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is the Geiselsberg map with seasons. We'll see you next time. Take care now.